There we go. All of our sessions are being recorded, and we will be placing them on YouTube as well as sending you a link to the recording as well. Now, here's the agenda that we'll be following. First, let me introduce who will be helping us out today. In addition to myself, I'm in the Graduate Admissions Office and will serve as the moderator for this session. I will also have Associate Director of Admissions Iris Lieberman present a portion of the presentation. Standing by is Cameron Newsom, our Director of Admissions, and he will be in an admissions breakout room when we come to that point. And then we'll have a number of faculty members who will join us in breakout sessions as breakout session leaders. But let's talk first about the agenda. Let's look first at 7 reasons to consider capital and what makes us special. Then we'll look at how long does it take? How does it all work? We'll take a look at tuition and financial aid. We'll cover the next steps that you need to take in the application process. We'll look at an overview of all of the master's degrees and certificates, and then we'll go into breakout sessions where faculty members who actually teach and direct these programs will be on hand to answer your questions and to provide an in-depth look at that particular degree or set of degrees that fall under their area of responsibility. At the end of the breakout sessions, we'll reconvene for just a moment and wrap up the session. 7 reasons to consider capital. There's probably many more than this, but I wanted to mention the highlights. All of these master's degrees are completely online. They have no residency requirements at all. They can be done completely online. Many of our students, the very first time they're ever on campus is to participate in the graduation ceremony, and even that is an optional activity. We love to have you join us for that. There's an outstanding ROI, return on investment. We'll talk more about that in just a second. There's a vibrant and very growing alumni network. This is important because that means that in many places where you'll be working, there are already Capital alumni working there who can mentor you, assist you, and help you with your career goals. Our courses are taught by leading experts in the field, and they're literally from all over the world. We have professors even joining this talk today who are, of course, in Maryland and the Washington, D.C. area, but we also have professors that are in Louisiana in the middle of the United States and even in Germany right now. And in this call, and that doesn't talk about all of the professors around the world that we select to be the very best educators possible for our master's degree students. Our students are very much like you. These are all working adults who have professional careers that they're managing as well as their families, but they want to advance their career and enhance their career with a master's degree. Capital is a nonprofit, private accredited university physically based in Laurel, Maryland. That's about 15 miles outside of Washington, D.C., but we have a global faculty and most certainly a global student body. And we're an award-winning institution, and we'll talk more about that as well. Talk about our outstanding ROI. Recently, a study was done by Georgetown University, one of our neighbor institutions, and they studied 4,500 colleges and universities across the United States. Every single college and university in the United States was examined. And the question that they posed to them was, or that they studied from the data, was over the course of a 20-year, 30-year, or 40-year lifetime of work, what kind of return on your tuition dollars do you get as a result of this degree? They discovered that we ranked very high. Out of 4,500 colleges and universities, 213th after 20 years, 141st after 30 years, and 120th after a 40-year lifetime. What does this mean? This means that the investment that you put into your tuition and your time that you invest in your degree will be well worth it. It'll be an excellent return on that investment. We're nonprofit, we're private, we're accredited. Each of these are important. I won't go into great detail about them, except I wanted to talk about the accreditation. Sometimes when people are not from the United States, they don't understand how the system works for accreditation in the United States. Basically, The highest level of accreditation available to a university or college is regional accreditation. And regional accreditation is separated by 6 regions across the United States. We happen to be in the Middle States region, and we are accredited by the Middle States, the Commission on Higher Education of the Middle States Association of Colleges and Schools. And again, this is the highest level of accreditation available to any university in the United States. We're also authorized by the state of Maryland, where we're located, to confer degrees all the way from the associates or the 2-year degrees right up to our doctoral degrees, including all of the master's degrees that we're talking about today. We're an award-winning institution. We've won a number of awards. That included the 2020 award for the best cybersecurity higher education program in the United States. We are ranked as #1 in the national list of master's programs, and all of our aviation-related programs are recognized by the Royal Aeronautical Society, the oldest and most prestigious aeronautical society in the world, based in Great Britain. Okay, what makes Capital special? We are educational partners with the National Defense University, IEEE, the National Cryptologic School, and the Maryland National Guard. We're a center for cyber research and analysis. We're a post-9/11 GI Yellow Ribbon program. For those of you that have been in the U.S. military or are currently in the U.S. military, this is very important. And we're also designated as a military-friendly school. We have a ton of experience. We've been at this since 1926, and we started as a technological institute, and we've grown over the years. We are a STEM-related university. We're the first university in the nation to offer a degree, a master's degree in network security. We call that now cybersecurity, and the first in the nation to offer that program online. We're a national center of academic excellence, and those that are in the cyber breakout will get a little more detail on this from Dr. William Butler. And these programs, we offer a combination. Most of our programs are asynchronous. There are a few that are, some courses that are synchronous, but they'll help you complete your degree online. Now, with that, I want to turn control over to Iris Lieberman, our Associate Director for Graduate Admissions, who will talk about the actual master's program degree details.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Iris, and I'm the Associate Director of Graduate Admissions. I know many of you have probably already reached out via phone or email, so I've spoken to you. So welcome, and thank you so much for taking time on your Sunday to join us. So I'm going to come talk about our online master's degree details. Our program structure is we have 3 semesters. So there's 2 term systems. It's fall, term 1, term 2, spring, term 1, term 2, and summer, term 1, term 2. So basically classes are starting every 8 weeks. The asynchronous online classes allow you to take classes whenever and wherever. So your professor is always going to be there for assistance one-on-one, either via email or Zoom or phone, but you will have the ability to be able to take courses wherever you are. And also we know that many of you have other work or family obligations, so it makes it a little bit easier to take your courses. This is going, sorry, 1 second, trying to move this on. Will you even help me move the slides? For some reason, they're not moving. There we go, thank you so much. Okay, so how long will it take? The infamous question everybody always asks. So it's designed to be part-time, and most of our students can actually complete their degree in 2 to 4 years. There are 3 semesters per year. So taking 2 courses per semester will complete a 36 credit program in 2 years. You factor in about 10 to 12 hours of coursework per week per course. So now the next question, I know you're probably thinking, is it easy? And it's absolutely not. But as we know, good things never are. Next slide, please. How does it work? So depending upon the program and course, you will meet synchronously, which is the same time each week in a live virtual environment, or asynchronous, which that means when you work whenever you want and turn in the work at the end of the week. Most courses are asynchronous. Our computer science is a live virtual. However, our faculty in computer science and our chair will definitely work with you to make sure that you're able to do our program if you're not able to join the live sessions. So another thing to note There are no residency requirements, so you will not need to come to campus at all during your degree. And as I've said before, faculty will be communicating with you regularly. So you'll always know where you stand and you'll always be able to ask them any questions that you have, like I said, via phone, email, or Zoom. Next slide, please. When do you start? So with the flexibility of our graduate programs, it's pretty great in the fact that courses begin every 2 months, excuse me. It would be great if it was every 2 weeks, but it's every 2 months. So 6 terms per year. Like I said, the spring, term 1, term 2, fall, term 1, term 2, and summer, term 1, term 2. As a master's student, the one great thing is you can apply and be accepted at any time. Our courses are either 8 weeks or 16 weeks long. After filling out an application, you can begin the courses in that following term. So I have some students that will fill out an application for summer 2, and our summer 2 starts in June 28th. So they'll get me their application and everything in by the beginning of June and still be able to sign up for courses June 28th. So it's very flexible and we are rolling admissions. We work very quickly to make sure that you're able to start when you like. Next slide, please. Tuition and payments. So for the master's programs, it's $630 per credit plus fees. So that includes the information technology and other applicable fees. The active duty military tuition rates, and that's for all master's degree programs, the master's active military tuition rate is $350 per credit plus plus fees. The retired military tuition rate is a $100 discount. So instead of $630, it would be $530 per credit. Next slide, please. Hometown heroes. So we give a tuition discount because we honor those that serve in the local communities. This may be community college faculty and staff, high school teachers and administrators, emergency personnel, EMTs, paramedics, firefighters, and police. And these heroes will receive an extra 20% off tuition discount for graduate programs. So this includes the master's as well as the doctoral programs. Next slide, please. Blue Ribbon Program. So this is a program that Capital runs, and it's the cancellation assistance is one. So if you start the program with benefits, and let's say your benefits are canceled after you start, we will still pay for 50% of the tuition. This is only for the course you are attending at the time your benefits are canceled. Discounts. Once you finish your first 3 courses, you are eligible for a $500 per course discount for the next 3 courses. Referrals. If you recommend someone to Capital and they apply and are accepted and enroll in a course, you will actually receive 1 free course. Next slide, please. So the federal financial aid, it's best to submit your FAFSA, as we know, as early as possible, especially with everything going on in COVID. It takes about 7 to 10 business days to process. The link is above, and it's www.fasfa.ed.gov to apply for aid. And our Title IV code is up there, and the financial aid office as well. But have no fear. You can also email me, and I can share this information with you separately or in email as well. Next slide, please. We also have employee sponsorship. So we do corporate sponsorships, government sponsorships, and company promissory notes. So for those, you want to email the documents and necessary paperwork to our business office, and the link is up there. But again, I am more than happy to share that with you in a separate email or a phone conversation. If you don't want to write it down today, no worries. Next slide, please. So our VA programs. We do recognize the Montgomery GI Bill and the post-9/11 GI Bill. So our students are eligible to receive a partial housing stipend for online programs. Capital is authorized for both of these programs. We're also a yellow ribbon school, so we are a yellow ribbon program. If you're fully eligible under the post-9/11 GI Bill, you may be able to complete your actual degree tuition for free. For US veterans, we definitely work very, very closely with you to help attain your VA payments. So what you would do is be working with our our VA benefits office, and you would email your certificate of eligibility or your VA forms to the registrar's office, and that would be Gregor Hughes, and he would be able to help to process your paperwork. And I can also, once again, assist you with that. And I put my email in the chat, so feel free afterwards to email me for any follow-up information on this. Next slide, please. Enrollment status. So in terms of credits and financial aid, 6 credits per 16-week semester is considered half-time. So it's the minimum required to receive any kind of federal aid. 9 credits per 16-week semester is full-time. VA benefits. For that, you would need 3 credits in an 8-week period, and that's considered full-time. If you do take 2 8-week courses in a semester, you are considered full-time for the entire semester. 2 16-week courses are also considered full-time. And a 16-week and 8-week together, you are considered full-time for the 8-week portion only. Next slide, please. Next steps. So, how do I get enrolled, right? First thing you want to do is submit your application. You want to go to www.captechu.edu, click on the Apply Now link, and fill out the online application. We will need your bachelor's degree, your official transcript from any originally accredited college or university. If you have taken if you have taken credits at a college outside and have completed your degree outside of the US, we will need it to be evaluated course by course by a third party. Usually we use WES, which is the World Educational Service. There are also a few others that you can use, and I can also send you a link for them as well. But WES is usually what we use. We also would need you to submit your resume and a goal statement, but the resume and goal statement are also a part of our application. So like I said, you would request a transcript from your undergraduate degree, and you would have it sent to Capital Technology University, and I can also send you the link for that as well. You'd want to meet the program-specific requirements, and just to note, the GRE or GMAT tests are not required. Next slide, please. I'm going to turn it back over now to Bill, and I'll let him finish the presentation for us. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Iris. And just to let you know that Iris and I will be standing online as well as Cameron Newsom and other admissions staff to answer questions before we go into the breakout session. So if you have a question, you can type it into the text chat right now, and we'll be monitoring that and answering those for you. What I wanted to do now, just before we go into the breakout sessions, is talk a little bit about the post-baccalaureate degrees that certificates that we offer. Each of these certificates is 12 credits, and they're drawn from our graduate curriculum. And they include, as you can see here, digital forensics, healthcare system security, information assurance, information technology, and more. We also offer undergraduate certificates that are available to you, and we don't cover them in this session, but they're listed here in the URL. Okay, I think we were getting a little bit of interference from somebody on audio. Iris or Cam, would you make sure that that gets covered? I wanted to also mention that is something that will be talked about when we in the cyber breakout, so I know that many of you will be in that session, that Capital Tech is an NSA, or National Security Administration, Northeast Regional Hub for cybersecurity programs. So in other words, we're being recognized not just for being a great university, but we're actually a hub for all of these programs throughout the Northeast. Now, I wanted to invite you to the doctoral virtual information session that meets this afternoon at 3 p.m. And what I'd encourage you to do is to jot down this URL if you're interested in that. There's no obligation whatsoever. Of course, you are here to learn about the master's program, but sometimes people are looking ahead and say, okay, I'll earn my master's degree first and then move on to a PhD or to a DSC. And so if you're interested in that, that session will be in a little bit. Now, let's stop for a moment and see what kinds of questions are there. And again, we have both Iris and Cameron Newsom on the call. So looks like the first question that we need here is Lindsay Nelson says, what kind of turnaround should we expect on an admissions decision after we apply? Iris, would you like to handle that?
Sorry. To you in the chat, sorry. Yeah, once we receive your transcripts from your schools that you've attended, it is a pretty quick turnaround, and I know for you, you have sent us over what we need, I believe, so it's just a matter of going through review, and then we should be getting it back within a week or so. So you should be getting a quick turnaround. Once we do that and make a decision, you'll get a letter of acceptance as well as a tracking sheet from our administrative assistant that you'll be working with your academic advisor, and that's Sonoya, and she'll be helping you with the next steps on registration. So I can connect with you afterwards if you want to stop into the admissions room, and we could talk about that privately. No problem.
Okay.
I will,
Are there...
just one thing, Bill, I will also add that after you apply, you do have the opportunity to register for class. So even while you await your admission decision, you do have the temporary access to be able to register for up to 6 credits. So you don't want to let that stop you from moving forward while we finalize the paperwork.
Thanks,
Excellent.
Cam. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Cameron Newsom, for that. That is a really unique thing that we offer to people, is the ability to actually start their program while they're still waiting for an application decision. Now, often by the time they actually get started, the application decision has been made. That gives you an opportunity to plan your schedule accordingly. I would also like to mention that many people in the master's program ask us about financial aid. And there's very little financial aid that's actually available at the graduate level, but our Blue Ribbon program is a magnificent way to ensure that, and I want to go back to that slide real quickly to talk about that before we go into the breakout sessions, because this is so different from most universities. One, we guarantee that if you've started a program with us and you're on company assistance and that assistance ends either because you change jobs or because they changed the program requirements, we'll let you get through that first course and pay only 50% of the tuition so that you know that you're not stuck with that whole amount. The other two are wonderful ways to enhance your scholarship opportunities, because one is when you finish your first 3 courses, you're eligible for a substantial discount of $500 per course for the next 3 courses. That's a $1,500 savings. And finally, if you love what you're studying here at Capital, and you have associates, friends, family who would also like to study with us, for each person that applies, accepted, and begins, enrolls in a course, you'll receive 1 free course. So if you do the math there, you realize that that's a magnificent savings that you could accrue. Now, again, one of the reasons we do all of these things is that we know that satisfied students are our best sales technique, our best way to ensure our marketing dollars are spent well. And so we want to turn that around to you. Now, speaking of turning around, let me double check. I don't see any further questions. So we're now going to discuss what will happen in the breakout sessions. Now, what I want to do first is go over all of the breakout sessions, primarily so you know the range of degrees that are offered at the master's level at Capital, but also if you're not sure where to go, then you'll be able to be plugged into one of these sessions. Let's start at the top with cyber. In the cyber breakout room, Dr. William Butler, Chair of Cyber and Information Security, will discuss the MS in Cyber Analytics and Cybersecurity. Please note that if you're interested in aviation cyber, the TMBA cyber, construction cyber, those are all in different breakout rooms, and I'll cover them in a moment. In the business/aviation/UAS breakout is Dr. Richard Baker, our Dean of Master's Programs, and he'll cover a wide range of master's degrees: aviation cybersecurity, the MBA, including all of its various specializations, product management, the technical MBA or TBMA in business analytics and data science, and the TMBA in cybersecurity, and finally the unmanned systems policy and risk management MS. So if you're interested in one of those business or aviation or US related degrees, join Dr. Baker. And by the way, when we come to, when I open up the rooms, you'll be able to self-choose which one you want to go into. In the construction and safety breakout room, Dr. Linda Martin, Chair of Safety, will discuss the MS in construction safety and the MS in construction cybersecurity. The construction safety includes safety, industrial hygiene, safety program management, hazardous materials, environmental issues, and more. Construction cybersecurity leverages Capital's long history in cyber, but with a focus on cyber issues related to the construction industry. In the critical infrastructure breakout is Dr. Ron Martin, Professor of Practice in Critical Infrastructure, and he will discuss the MS in critical infrastructure. This is an interdisciplinary program that includes cyber, resiliency, policy, IT, and more. Experts in this area are in super high demand all over the world. In the computer science breakout will be Dr. Robert Steele, Chair and Professor of Computer Science, and he will detail our degree in computer science. It's an interesting thing about this because after you complete your core of 5 courses, you can choose to focus in on either artificial intelligence and machine learning or on software engineering to complete your MS. In the engineering technology breakout, Dr. Corey Davis, Chair and Professor of Engineering, will cover our engineering technology master's degree. The engineering technology master's includes 6 required courses, 2 elective courses, and 2 courses related to your capstone. CapTechU is just one of 15 universities approved by the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, or IEEE. So we know what we're talking about, and Dr. Davis will be able to share more detail about that. And in the final academic room is our MS and PhD combination breakout room. This includes Dr. Ian McAndrew, the Dean of our doctoral programs, will look at our MS PhD combination programs. You can start a PhD without a separate master's degree by doing a combination. He will discuss the 3 options, the one that we've had for a while, the MS in research and the PhD in technology, and 2 that are brand new, the MS in research and aviation maintenance, and then the PhD in technology, or the MS in research in cyber psychology, and then the PhD in technology. And finally, and not to leave her out, we'll have Iris Lieberman in the admissions and general questions room. If you have any questions related to the process, or you're not even sure what degree to select, dial into that room with Iris, and also Cam Newsom will be in that room, and they can provide guidance to you on what you should do to help you discuss your options. And also, if anyone's in there, we'd like Dr. Joseph Sinai to join us in that room to discuss our new degree in cyber terrorism, if anyone is interested in that degree. When your breakout session ends, return to this main session for final wrap-up remarks. Now, bear with me while I do this. It'll take just a moment to open up the breakout rooms.